Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Minecraft snapshot version 25W21A. In the last snapshot we got the new dialogue system for data pack makers, and in this snapshot we've got a few refinements to that as well as a few refinements to other areas of the game. In fact, if you have a keen eye you may even be able to see the very first one right now. So let's get into it. The first change is that horses, donkeys, and mules will now accept carrots as food to heal or grow. We also get a new sound for when a lead snaps. And another new sound for shearing a carpet off of a llama. Here's the change that you may have noticed at the beginning of the video, and that is the cloud textures. The cloud textures have been updated. As reference, here's what the clouds looked like before. As you can see, they're much wider and longer now. And at first, I wasn't so sure about this change, but now it's grown on me a lot. And I think this does look a lot more natural and a lot more real life-like. Next, let's look at the changes in the dialogue system. And for that, we're going to update our shop example from a previous video. Let's go ahead and load up the world and see what happens. As we can see, well, things have changed quite a bit, so let's dive into the code and see what's going on. The main issue that we have is the number range slider input. And as you can see, we've got a little yellow squiggle under the steps key, and it says unknown key steps. That's because steps has been replaced with step. And instead of referring to the total number of steps in the slider, step actually defines the increment at which you're able to adjust the value of the slider. So if we set this to, for example, 5, we're going to have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. for our values of the slider. So we want for our count slider here to go from 0 to 64 in increments of 1. Because you could have 1 item, 2 items, 3 items, but you can't have 3.5 items. So we want to go in steps of 1. When we open our dialog, we can see it goes in steps of 1. However, there is still one thing missing, which is that it starts at 32.5, and so by going in steps of 1, we're stuck with this 0.5. Well, we can't have half of an item, so how are we going to fix this? Well, it turns out there's also a new key in this number range input, and this is called initial. And this is the initial value for the input as a number. So maybe we set this to 1 because by default we just want to buy 1 item. So let's save that, and when we open our dialog it says count 1 by default, and we can go all the way up to 64 and anywhere in between. While we're at it, let's rearrange these different values to make them look a little bit nicer. I'm just going to move the name up to the top, and inside of our text input type we actually get some more values. Let's try out the multi-line. As you might guess, this allows the user to input multiple lines of text. If this value is present, all we need is something like this. However, we can also define additional options in here, such as height, which defines the height of the field. Maybe we set this to 100. That's pretty tall, but we can set it there. And we maybe say max lines to be 3. So then the user won't be able to input more than 3 lines. Let's try this out. And as you can see, we've got our name, cool item. We can type something else. And as you can see, it'll only let us input 3 lines max. I'm pressing enter right now. It's not working. An additional field on this is the max length. And this defines the maximum length that is allowed in the text input. So let's go ahead and remove the height of our multi-line, but we will keep our max lines to 3. And our max length we'll set to maybe 24 characters, for example. The default is 32, as you can see here, but we'll set it to 24, reduce it a little bit. Back in Minecraft, we'll reload our world. When we open our dialog, we can see name, cool item. We still only get 3 lines, but it now has a maximum length. And once you reach this maximum length, it will not let you type any more characters anywhere unless you first remove some. You can also see the number of characters you have in the bottom corner. It's a little bit cut off by this button below it, but that's just a bug. Hopefully this will get fixed in the next snapshot. And that's pretty much it for this snapshot video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.